When you think of Viking warriors, you might picture gleaming swords and polished axes. But some of their most effective weapons looked more like they'd been cobbled together in a fever dream. These odd contraptions weren't just strange, they were downright deadly. Let's dive into 3 Viking weapons so bizarre, they shouldn't have worked. First up, the bearded axe. This wasn't your average wood-chopping tool. With its distinctive hooked blade, it looked more like a blacksmith's mistake than a fearsome weapon. But in battle, that weird shape was a game-changer. Vikings could use the hook to yank enemy shields aside or even drag opponents off balance. Imagine facing a warrior wielding what looks like a mutant axe, only to find yourself suddenly exposed and vulnerable. Next, we have the seax. If you can't decide whether it's an oversized knife or an undersized sword, you're not alone. This hefty blade straddled the line between everyday tool and battlefield terror. Too big for delicate work, too small to be a proper sword yet in Viking hands, it became a versatile threat. One moment it's skinning game, the next it's slicing through armor. The seax proves that sometimes the most effective weapon is the one your enemy doesn't see coming. Finally, there's the atgeir weapon so strange, even historians scratch their heads. Part spear, part halberd, all menace. It's like someone couldn't decide what weapon to make, so they mashed 2 together. But in the chaos of battle, this hybrid monstrosity gave Vikings a reach and versatility that baffled their foes. How exactly did they use it? Well, that's part of what made it so intimidating. These weapons remind us that Viking warfare wasn't about looking good, it was about survival. Innovation trumped convention, and if a weird design gave you an edge, you used it. These bizarre tools of war didn't just work. They struck fear into enemies who couldn't quite figure out what they were facing. So next time you see a neat, polished sword in a museum, remember the most effective Viking weapons might have looked more like junkyard scraps. But in the right hands, they were instruments of conquest that helped shape history. Don't forget to subscribe to the Druid's Vault for more surprising tales from the past. And leave a comment telling us which of these strange weapons you'd dare to carry into battle. Would you risk the odd looks for that deadly edge? Till next time, keep your axes sharp and your imaginations sharper.